to ban.
Radiant team
Fnatic's
ban.
turn to ban.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alrighty then, everybody watching Vici Gaming against Fnatic is into game number 2 of the best of 3. Vici taking that first game pretty convincing.
In a very convincing manner. Yeah, they showed up some real signs of strength there, and Fnatic could not really deal with what they were facing there. The first pick, Lycan, was definitely having a stellar performance. They tried to go aggressive to shut down, but proved to be a little bit too weak of a hero, especially going up against Bane, Lycan. So we'll see what happens in the second game. And Fnatic, they have banned out the dog. They're not going to play against Lycan again.
First phase, Lycan ban. Good.
Yeah, they even have the first pick themselves, but they just don't want to touch or deal with that anymore. Have a game without Lycans, without PL.
Without Omni Knights. Big respect fans there. So Fnatic changing up completely. And that's very different to what we've seen over the past, series of games over the past couple of days. Teams are very likely to just keep their bans as they are, knowing going into a game or a series that their prep work and their kind of knowledge about how things are meant to pan out are solid. But this is, I don't know, a sign of distress from Fnatic, just snap banning all 3 heroes that Vici have.
Yeah, wow. They're banning every single core. I think they might be overreacting a little bit, but yeah, okay. They did shut down the SF, and still he came back and became a power in the mid game. So maybe they got a little bit distressed by that. Like, cut him down and he's still that powerful in the mid game. What can we even do? I think that's maybe a misread. And that might not be the reason they do it, but I think the bigger issue is they just didn't get online with Envy. They didn't get to shut down the side lanes at all. The Omni and the Lycan were just monsters, 2 of them. But still pretty interesting to see all 3 of the cores being banned. Like, play something completely different, please.
They get themselves a tiny. That flex pick for Universe or EE or even Abed.
Yep.
Even Pilot Eye. Even.
Yeah, Pilot Eye can definitely take that, Go and smack some couriers with it.
The options there, but I do kind of like the way that these bans have maybe panned out for Fnatic. They've left a lot of heroes in the pool. I was going to say for DJ potentially to come out, but that one there is a huge one for
Lanham. Yeah, Lanham does enjoy playing these heroes. First splitters have been on point before. I've seen some games actually we played it. It's a scary one to go up against. The stomp is really useful. Really useful in some. And for any type of team that wants to go in and hard commit onto the enemy, the Echo Stomp becomes a massive nuisance.
And then you always have in the back of your mind as Fnatic now is like, do we really have to ban Void? We have to get rid of the Void Earth Splitter as a potential.
You kind of do as a second phase ban, maybe as a 5th or but I don't know. I think second phase banning the Void is quite. This is just a very strong combination that you don't want to go up against. He into Elder Titan. All right. Entertain me.
I guess ever since that change, it's quite a long time ago now. The Spirit gets the minus armor or the armor reset, and then the hero itself. No, the Spirit gets the magic, and the hero itself gets the armor. Not as easy for the Spirit just to be put on the TB and say you're counted.
Yeah, well, but people play a pretty manly way of playing Elder Titan quite often. He can still just latch on, run in, and punch the TB. Even if he sunders, you very quickly kill him again. It is not nice to pick one of these ultra high armor agi heroes and then just get all of it taken away by Elder Titan. A little bit scary for me. I would much rather see something along the lines of a Sven or that against Elder Titan. Easier to play. Also gives you one more stun to deal with the stomp. See?
10 seconds remaining.
Nyx gets banned out so far VT game. Hero in the hand here. And Elder Titan.
And also leaves them open for, OD, Tinker, these kind of heroes that get super counted by the next assassin. And Fnatic remove the Tide now. big team fight ulti heroes that 11 is just so good at. You know, his Magnus, his Tide really have brought him to the forefront of the offlane. You think about back when he was playing LGD, his Magnus was just that super hardcore threat that everyone was scared of.
It really was. It really was. And he's, you know, capable of playing a ton of different heroes, as they have proven before. But I think that be a little bit wary about the Legion.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Again, once you pick the Terrorblade, Legion Commander can be a strong hero. Quite easy to combo the Legion with Elder Titan as well. But you just don't want to have too many hard counters to your Terrorblade pick. Would be very troublesome.
Radiant team pick.
Well, I know Elder Titan's like 90% in the hands of LANAM. We have seen ET from time to time, maybe not in China, but definitely NA in Europe, kind of slot into the lane role.
Oh yeah,
it's got the potential to go there, but looking back over Vici Gaming, it's pretty much just guaranteed.
Oh,
in the hands of LANAM.
Quite positive it's going to be LANAM. If they do change it up, that would be more of a surprise, and they're doing that as a strategy. Then
5 seconds remaining.
They're
not like setting up for it, but it's there in the back of the mind. So it's an
worth knowing about Elder Titan is he does decide to play a lot towards the off. You want to make sure that he doesn't get those stacks on the big camp, because if he stacks that up a few times, the Elder Spirit or the Spirit can very quickly give so much damage onto it.
Move speed as well, catching up the heroes like Tiny, right?
Yeah. I mean, we watched Milan actually playing earlier, right? And I talked about his Elder Titan, and it was respect banned against him. Played with him, and when the enemy just blocked the big camp, he basically just didn't play there anymore. Because if he doesn't get that damage...
Pointless.
Yeah, I understand it.
First call from Vici Gaming shown is the DK.
A good reliable stun against the Terrorblade. A long duration stun so that you can try and burst him down before he gets the Sunder off. And there's a hero we haven't... We've seen it one game, I think.
No, I mentioned it in one game. So I wanted it... I think I wanted it from Vici Gaming.
I thought there was one. But yeah, I remember I was talking about the heal, and we talked about it in the draft, but we definitely didn't see it today. I thought there was one yesterday.
We definitely had a conversation.
The usefulness of the Fatal Bonds is also something that you can towards when there's a tiny, and even just the reflect with the Fatal Bonds on all the enemies, they can quickly drop that.
TB meta with 2 illusions, 3 illusions. If Fatal Bonds is over on you, they're nice.
And one of the few heroes who can really lane against Bane or Elder Titan, handle them on his own, because he's so much HP regen or damage. Shadow Word. There it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Warlock's Fatal Bonds, it's been a long time since it reflects, or it adds damage based on a type that was dealt to the target, right?
Same type.
So if physical comes in, it gives more physical.
That's what I think it is, yes. It was changed, because at first it was just magical damage, right? Being spread across, or I think
it was HP removal or something.
Yeah, something. But that was before the entire reworks of everything. Now I believe it just continues on the same.
So Legion comes out, overwhelming odds, super good against the TB. We're looking at, again, this kind of single target focus against Tiny, Terrorblade, the Grip, Duel, Dragon Knight, Dragon Tail. Very good at keeping people locked down, and they've got damage to go in on top of them. They don't have much catch. ET Spirit can scout, Legion can jump, but a Tinker here has a relatively free time in and out of fights, and has a nice front line for him to deal with. Tiny now moving into the off lane, or the 4 potential. The TB illusions, Warlock Golem to save him with aggression. Abed could have a good game here.
He could, but the downside is how long is that front line going to be holding? Because this is an off lane Tiny, and it's a Terrorblade that's getting pretty heavily counterpicked here, I feel. So he definitely has his work cut out of him for Abed here on the Tinker. But he needs to bring down the enemy before they bring down the Terrorblade. The Aghanim's timing is going to be quite important. Even though there's not a summon army or anything like that, just Legion and Dragon Knight and Elder Titan, all of them want to get right clicks going. See if he can get a good game in the early game here. Tusk gets banned out by Vici. Good hero that could possibly save teammates. Duel. Dean Script as well.
Tusk would have allowed for some like Sunder plays or tosses or whatever else as well.
Pretty strange to save 4 hero from that.
10 seconds
What's
remaining.
good here?
Hard to
5 seconds remaining.
say that the clear one is good, but there's Surge.
Clockwork.
As well. Yeah, he actually way through all the way. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Clockwork is definitely not a bad hero when you're playing against a Bane Elder Titan. You have so many different ways of canceling either the Stomp or the Fiend Script itself. Even just, you know, being able to quickly hook in and help if there's a duel on someone can sometimes make the difference.
5 seconds remaining.
So now safe lane carry for Vici Gaming. A lot of their normal options have been removed. EL.
They removed that one themselves.
There's no Lycan.
I think they're still Void, right? So. Oh, they changed it up. I see. So it's a carry DK, and they're doing Ori, Zeus mid. The Bamboozle strikes again. It is.
They got me.
It's the theme of the patch. Yeah, I mean, that's the point of it. It does get you, right? Because even Fnatic, they were still banning mid heroes. We're talking it, or they were still banning
one safe lane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just so tricky to go up against in general. Like, so many of these heroes are able to play multiple different positions. I mean, even the Tiny in the beginning could have been carry or offlane. Then they just picked it. Zeus against Tinker, against TB. This is quite a beautiful game for him.
With an ET as well. It's been a while since I've seen this combo, but I remember back in the day, my first ever like proper LAN cast outside of Kato LANs, but talking out right now. But I went to IESF, and it was that sort of national tournament, kind of similar to WSG, but they had Newbie there representing China. There was MVP there was Romanian team, but the Koreans came out with this Zeus ET strat that I had never seen before, and it's 3 or 4 years ago, and they were just zapping people non-stop, just like, go in, spirits put down, Zeus bolt, oh you're dead, okay, well we'll go and bolt someone else, kill this guy.
Yeah, it does bring the enemy down extremely quickly. The amount of magic damage that you can deal is quite absurd, and all it really comes down to is, did you have a strong enough early game on Ori that he can start making these plays? Does he get his Excellence and Blink Dagger or whatever he wants to build? Probably the Veil as well, to really amp up the damage.
It was against SG Esports that they ran the Zeus against the Tinker in that match. Yeah, it was 4DR Tinker, the one that SG won. So Vici, with this Ori Zeus, going to try and balance things out again, maybe win one with Zeus against the Tinker. But he did go for the Kaya, Yule's, Blink, Aghanims. Or the Kaya, Yule's, Aghanims, and then Blink.
Sounds pretty solid. Solid for sure. The Blink Dagger is a nice item, but you don't really want to go for it too early because it doesn't really sustainability. And that's really what the Kaya is for.
It's like the road to Ags, basically, with Zeus.
Exactly. We had a Zeus game before where we talked journey.
The journey to Ag.
It truly is, because the Nimbus makes such a difference, and it's going to have a massive impact. And if you can get the Nimbus early, Tinker can get shut by it. Out a little bit, you know, maybe allow the Legion to get close enough for a duel and such. Or just, you know, following on the duel. And your Nimbus can be a ton of damage added to a duel.
Early on, Zeus should trade farm. Again, he's one of those heroes that is pretty damn sweet early on, and then he has like a mid-game kind of trough, and then peaks again. The game progresses when he gets Ags up.
What are you talking about, trade farm? Last time we saw him, he got the first deny of the game.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did. How did he do that again? He had a null, right?
Yeah, he had a null. No null this game.
No null this time.
Okay. No deny, I see. Alright, so they kind of, you know, hovering around top. They're switching it again. It's the multi-bamboozle. We put our mid player on the off-lane Zeus. We put our off-lane player on the safe lane Legion. And then we put our carry on the mid Dragon Knight. Gotcha.
Who was... Oh, it's Sakata, wasn't it? Back when Paparazzi was playing with him, they'd always swap around their 1 and 2 between them. Paparazzi would like occasionally play like an Invoker mid, so he's definitely well versed in the mid lane. He's one of those very adaptable players for sure.
Comes down to those heroes that are really like nerdy, that people need to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Zeus, PA, Tinker, Storm. Some of the heroes just fire more focused. Dragon Knights are kind of pretty straightforward.
Kind of finesse heroes, but
you're right, he denied. Oh. Look at it. Zeus with the 3 denies. Dude, he's getting the entire lane. Oh, he cheated. That's not a lasted, it's a 3.
He still didn't get a lasted even.
Freak accident.
Where's the lane now? DJ's trying to block it up. They TP Lanham down to bottom to deal with this dual lane down here. EE's popped his meta.
Oh, EE TP'd down here, and now they're TPing the Zeus down here as well to deal with the Terrorblade. They're gonna try and deal some damage to him.
Look at Lanham. Spirit hits 2 heroes and a whole bunch of creeps there.
And plus 60 damage. Yeah.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Still doesn't want to trade against the Metamorphosis TB though. But now the meta is out, and this will not be the easiest lane ever. He does have the magic wand, however.
Scared here, Wagga. You're going to have to scream and shout if someone's about to die,
All
because there are 3 lanes where stuff's happening. Spirit again across the 2 down bottom. Pylon
Keep an eye open.
It's a heal. Lanham's going to land the stomp onto both of them, in fact. This is so nice. The solo support. Elder Titan down the bottom lane, just zoning 2 heroes on his own.
He's doing a great job, but with the heal being able to be spammed onto the TB, I feel like you can't quite stop him from farming. And he's going to have the Quelling Blades just farming up now.
Paparazzi got to be a little bit careful with this build from Abed being 101. The March doing a decent amount of harass. Young 11 has switched up towards top, which allows Fenrir maybe to swing in towards mid, but he's picked up a DD. Instead, wanders top. DJ is in
Bottom,
behind us tier
trying.
1. They are, with a 2-man
they?
sleep. They've actually trapped Twilight Die in with a couple of zaps
Oh,
of the
get
Arc
him.
Lightning. He's got him, in fact. It's Lanham. So slap him down, and Eternal Envy's being walloped as well.
Wallop.
Wallop.
We're doing the big punches here. Combination is working even before he even gets the natural order Elder Titan.
And now Fenrir
Just you
DD
wait.
top. Gonna zone back universe a little bit. DJ with level 2 has the battery assault and the cogs.
I don't know.
Universe.
I don't think they're killing Bane, but maybe.
Avalanche is there, but press the attack and a nightmare back onto the clockwork will save Fenrir's life for now. Gets a couple of hits in. He's learned his lesson.
Yeah, slap him. So we're looking for CS right now. 18 for 7 on the Dragon Knight, leading the way, and he has creeps to farm under his tower as well. So finish up on 21 here if you can get all of them. Yes. Yeah, 14 and 3 for Zeus, 13 and 2. So far, pretty large lead by Dragon Knight here, and then everyone is kind of behind.
So this isn't a build we see often on Tinker. It's the Soul Ring Rush after wand, no boots, no bottle, and the 2 points in March early on. So he's looking for this kind of shove the lane, go back, stack jungle, make sure that I don't get ganked by like a, Bane or an ET or something like that.
I feel it's a very backseated kind of build where you just allow the enemy to do what they want. And the fight for that one last hit, dude. And in the end, the creeps get it. He's not really going to take control over anything, and they're not going to play towards him mid. So I guess that's the reason he's going for it. But Dragon Knight is doing a great job just using the weak lane presence.
Keeps it up. Illusion Rune up at top. Closing in on that ulti. Level 5 at 4 minutes. Looking pretty sweet right now. Back into mid with that Soul Ring. Got a double wave coming in as well. And this really is a juicy amount of farm.
And he has so much HP regen on the Dragon Knight. He's really not, taking too much of a beating here. And wow, they actually managed to kill top. Legion Commander. Going just a little bit too far up.
I was looking bottom because Lanham was eyeing up Eternal Envy and Pilot Eye comes in.
The same, but not gonna be any build on here right now. Metamorphosis is about to end.
Aggressive usage there of the Shadow Word for Zeus. Chips away a little bit at his key, but with Tangos and Wand feels like a bit of a waste from Pilot Eye.
Well, you just need to deal damage whenever you can. Put that mana into actual use. Abed getting caught out a bit here.
Way too far forward, but DJ, have they set up a bait
they don't
here?
have mana for the stun, however.
Fenrir has a Brain Sap, a little bit of magic there from the wand of Abed as Paparazzi trapped inside the cogs with DJ. A decent chunk of damage there, but no continuation really from either of these teams. Or down.
If only he had mana for a stun on the Dragon Knight, he was missing about 20 mana to be able to stun the... But didn't have it, and Soul Ring was on cooldown. Meanwhile, Tinker just gonna go into jungle, gotta farm up a little bit more with that March. So he does have this farming build, right? He just gets his items as soon as possible, but it does allow the Dragon Knight to have quite a good laning stage as well.
Heal back onto EE. They try and make a play there with Ori and Lanham, but...
Such a powerful heal, though. Look at that.
He's back up to full. He's got 15 wand charges as well from all the Arc Lightning spam, killing EE so hard.
He's doing pretty well for himself down here, and as long as the Warlock doesn't really leave him entirely, he's just momentarily gone, take the bounty rune. Ori getting one of the bonding runes bottled. This TB is working out quite well in the offlane this game. Definitely looking better in the laning stage for Fnatic than in the previous game, we have to say. By comparison, this is much better. Oh, they're slowing him. Clockwork is coming in, so they're trying to set up for the Clockwork.
One more hit up the hill, now down back towards bottom. Clock is there, in onto Ori. Can't kill off the cogs. Sleep won't land. Zeus is taken down, so a good aggressive move by
Both
Fnatic.
teams?
By
Yeah.
both teams, yeah, but
Both teams finding a kill, arguably, you know, of pretty much same value. But
mid laner for mid laner.
yeah, pretty much. But the Dragon Knight, of course, is going to be able to translate that kill into a little bit of tower push. He does have the catapults, but it's going to die to a tower.
So the quiet lane, the top lane, Young 11 and Universe, farming away against each other. What are we looking at? 36-11 against the 28-7.
This is one of those lanes that I feel could be sort of even, and there's been a lot of offsetting factors as well. I feel like Young 11 has gotten a little bit better help from his supports, but this lane can actually be quite similar.
Can they save Envy from this one? Zap is there with a Nightmare as well.
The
Ori has
Nightmare
another
into the nukes.
little nuke from the Arc Lightning. Envy.
Oh, the big bolt is going to get him.
Hyla nearly takes a punishing as well as he's back behind his tier 2 at this point. Lanham just running straight for him. Nearly has his own phase boots completed.
Mana boots coming up from Ori. Everyone is a lot of HP
nice
to
play.
toss into the tower.
One up at top in the cogs. Well played by Universe and DJ. Fnatic set up a really great kill on Young 11. And every time there's some kind of aggression on one side of the map, it does feel like Fnatic are responding nicely on the other. But I don't know, losing your TB there?
Yeah, losing him definitely hurts. And he wants to stay ahead. Since this Dragon Knight is getting monstrously farmed and the Legion Commander is having quite a good game as well, you definitely don't want TB to start falling behind slightest.
EE seems to be using this Metamorphosis whenever it's off cooldown. Pop it up, get ready for a fight, try and get something going.
Yeah, sometimes maybe a little bit too aggressively. But it's used now. It's going to be hard to defend tower now if they want to siege up after it.
He has managed to kind of protect his Tinker as Abed was farming back in that jungle side of the map. Closing in on the Boots of Travel, 1200 gold off it.
They're finishing level 6 on Clockwork on mid lane, or trying to at least. He's still not going to get quite the full level 6 from this wave. But once he has that, he can start activating as well. More involved in kills. I say more involved. He's been killed so far. I'm not saying he's not being involved, guys.
1-0-2.
He can make more of them happen.
More stuff done. Press the attack, Dragon Knight. Oh yeah. Show me that tower damage. TP in. Fnatic brings Abed up to top with a level 1 rocket. Paparazzi will soon realize that it does very little damage to him, so he sticks around.
It's pretty funny how he's very actively using the you know, bottle, soul ring, rearm, and then TP scrolls. It's the poor man's Tinker so far. He's waiting to get his travels, but basically playing as if he had travels already.
Back into mid with a level 4 march now. Clear out this wave, make sure Bane doesn't get an easy level 6. He dies creep away from getting his ultimate as well. Maxing Fatal Bonds, definitely looking for that big fight combo with the TB, the Clockwork, and of course, like you mentioned,
every single hero,
tiny.
Every single hero plays quite well into it, and there are 3 melee heroes, and Bane being a pretty short range hero as well, could get a very large Fatal Bond in this.
Oh, imagine when Tinker gets Ags with the Fatal Bond.
Yeah, if you get the laser.
The lasers.
The laser is basically double damage laser. If you have enough people.
Double pure damage as well, it's just insane.
Exactly.
Oh, Paparazzi. There is no glyph, so he chips away at the tier 1 continuously. Terrorblade TPing in towards mid with a hook from DJ. Follow through with a Golem and Bonds. Paparazzi pushed back, not dead just yet. He's popped his drums and he's running away, but the final hit coming in from the reflection, finally dead to DJ's Rocket Flare. As Eternal Envy and crew.
D-Rune TB is always so scary, man. Pushing towers so fast with the
Fenrir?
Metamorphosis.
Don't get too close, mate. Don't get too close. Well, they'll take down the tier 1 in that middle lane, as there's nothing really VG can do across the rest of the map. They're just farming the side lanes as much as they can, but Fnatic, really nice move there with the level 6 from Clock.
It was a really nice swift strike towards the mid. You know, they get a clean kill on the most valuable target on Radiant, and they also get the tower in no time at all. Lane now looking for Tiny. I don't know if this works. The duel does not have long duration. Maybe? Don't get the duel win. You see how short that duel is on a Tiny, and that's only level 1 ulti. It gets worse.
If maybe the Zeus ulti came
Yeah,
a fraction faster.
I feel that could have made a difference. Not sure if he had cooldown or if he just was a little bit slow on reacting to it.
Didn't want to use it for it was a guaranteed kill, right? You're just trying to guarantee the
Wants the KS.
the chaos and the dual damage.
Yeah,
Tinker bots
honestly, a mindset that you should have when you play Zeus is just to use the ulti as often and frequently as possible. You take any excuse you can. If there's a kill being done anywhere on a support or whatever, get that ulti out, because you can always randomly get vision on a ward. You can get, you know, obviously you're gonna get damage onto the entire enemy team and they have to go heal up. So it's just worth spamming it out as often.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe there's an Eternal Envy TB farming on 100 HP in the jungle.
That would, yeah, that definitely has happened before.
Yeah. Sure has. So Paparazzi drums into Blink, going for this very kind of active, aggressive, initiated Dragon Knight. Invis rune as he groups up with his Bane and Elder Titan. Down towards bottom
the hook
lane.
onto Zeus.
They have found Ori, though. You're absolutely right. He doesn't have his Force Staff yet. Still a recipe away. Close, but no cigar as Gaming thinking about coming in here. Observer ward up. There's Paparazzi still ready to go. They're looking for the Tinker. Abed has TP'd in. They're going to get the Dragon Tail in on him. There's the ET. Stomp with the Spirit as well. The grip onto the Clockwork. Make sure there is no control from this dire team. Universe will find a little way to escape.
That was so nicely done. They dropped the high ground ward when they smoke behind, and they get in great position, and then they get rewarded pretty much by Tinker just walking out that way. That was exactly what they wanted on the side of Vici.
Again, one of those kind of unfortunate timings for Fnatic where Vici were in the right place at the right time and Tinker kind of just waddles himself into the danger zone. Will net them a tier 1. Not really wanting to get involved, waiting for this Universe Blink Dagger still. Do have Chaotic Offering on the Warlock though, trying to hold this tier 1 mid, Pile die. Doesn't want to come down bottom, but the trouble is Abed's been jumped here. They've got the high ground vision.
No, just respawned as
God.
well. 2 deaths in a row. He's going backwards in net worth, boys. It's not good. It's starting to crawl down. He was like at 800 gold on the first death. Now he's down at 550. Not getting any closer to that Blink Dagger.
And he got really spectacular timing on everything else. You know, it's like 11 minutes with the bots, following bottle 1.
After all, it is the farming build, and it did, you know, fill its purpose really well, but they have done some good rotations now. Speaking of that, and use ganks happening here. Fnatic going on the Dragon Knight.
With the Metamorphosis, they've got a lot of damage, but they need to drop the rock on him as well. Paparazzi still alive with the pressed attack. Oh, is he surviving? He's got so much HP regen. DJ does have another cogs in a second here as he moves on forward. Paparazzi not going to get caught though. Back into the trees. Rockets will fly and land. Down goes the DK, but this is heavy commitment from Fnatic. They want to try and get something else. Well, Eternal Envy, I'm not sure about that play.
I don't know what this...
Full HP to full HP.
Maybe he wanted his HP. Maybe it's like an anime thing and I won't get it.
I want your life total, not mine. You have a stronger soul than me.
Your life is mine. I don't know.
Absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
That's what I love Envy for,
Just
though,
envy
you know?
things.
Sometimes I really learn something that I can use for days and years to come.
We've been talking about cycling spells and getting them on cooldown.
He's definitely cycling something. Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Well, okay. But I mean, okay, right.
This is why I wanted to watch Fnatic, I'm not gonna lie.
So what happened there? Abed killed Paparazzi and then everything else ended, right? Until now, Vici Gaming smoking, looking for the Arrowblade. That's an illusion. That's an illusion.
Duel it.
He up on the high ground to get the Zeus ulti off, but he is already behind his tier 2.
Too far. They're gonna drop one more deep ward though, and they have 2 deep wards on bottom. Is Warlock gonna find him now with sentries? Dropped 1 sentry. Doesn't have high ground vision, waiting for the courier to come out. And is this 1 sentry getting both? I think he just dewarded both with 1 sentry.
Oh, he did as well.
He didn't he? You magnificent bastard,
If he
Pilot
knows
Eye.
that other obs ward is there.
Does he know?
You don't
though?
expect the double, right?
Yeah.
Definitely don't expect the double.
I
You
think
don't
he does
expect
now.
to get jumped by the
I
Legion.
think he knows now.
He pinged him and was like, dude, they can see.
He's drawing a line. He's like, they're coming this way.
TP back down to the shrine. DJ has been found by Fenrir here with a grip, but as well, Clockwork is dead. Easy peasy.
Poor Pilot Eye. even when he's being a genius. The one to die. Yeah, right now, it's hard to say who's gonna get, you know, ahead in this game. It's still very even, and either team can be the ones to pull into charge, you know. But
Abed's blink is here.
I would say that the Universe blink is also a really big one we need to look towards. He almost has it now on the time. That's what they need to really start getting him involved.
Now, down bottom, Eternal Envy pushing this lane. Dragon Tail stun. With the duel available, Eternal Envy is just dead to rights there as they chase and catch on more. Nightmare DJ in place, but Vici Gaming, very disciplined, will fall away from that March of the Machines. Paparazzi with a Shadow Blade freshly purchased, though they don't expect this. Will they get caught?
Sneaking in, DJ in trouble, gonna get caught out. That's another time that they already knew that there was a ward there, or should have known, because they got jumped in Fog of War. Nightmare gonna hold Highlight Eye.
It's continuation. Fenrir just finds another one, and now 3 in a row. Easy stuff for Vici Gaming. Fnatic.
It's the chain feed is happening.
Crumbling.
No, what I was about to say, after dewarding the first ward, we got jumped in Fog of War on Highlight Eye, right? The Legion Commander duel was happening right on top of him, so there should be the knowledge in the team that they had vision there.
EE just spam pinged it.
Yeah.
So I think what happened, so Highlight Eye dewarded this, right? And then he runs down here. Maybe he just thought they knew where I was
had
in
the
general.
read,
They had the read. But now they know for sure
The only reason I'm saying they should know it is because he took a little while before starting to move south, and he could have been anywhere in the trees, really, and they blinked right on top of him.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, normally sends a signal like, okay, you guys saw it.
It was a precision.
Exactly,
strike, really,
right next to you, an instant duel. Because it wasn't one of those blink in, oh, where is he? Oh, there he is, duel. You know, maybe they should have done that. Maybe should have faked that. Like,
faked it out.
Oh, I don't know where you are.
Where could you be?
That's some 2040 chess, actually. Don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon. Maybe next TI.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This next 7.
Yeah,
So,
Ori in trouble here. He has
Fnatic.
Invis Rune though. Can he? Oh, he can't get it off.
That's instant dismissal. They do get the grip onto DJ with that Earth Splitter and the duel in as well, but it's cancelled out. Doesn't get the duel in. Young 11 has to back up now with Abed and EE doing so much damage. They'll take down 3.
Bane just dies from the collateral damage of the Fatal Bonds. Oh god. Yeah.
4 in a row, just like that.
Dude, Fnatic are... It's so funny how this game is very back and forth. At first, it's like Vici killing 3 people in a row, then Fnatic just make it look easy. They can't even kill a Clockwork. I don't know why. He was just immortal there. They use Fiend Script, Split Earth, and there Envy goes sundering Abed. Like, thanks. That's a nice play, though.
One.
Yeah. Because Abed is going to go back to base anyway, and they want to be able to keep going here. Taking his time, taking the ages. Got a Stout Shield in his inventory. Got rid of it.
So Paparazzi moved away from the blink and decided for the Shadow Blade. What's a good reason for going for that kind of build?
It's quite strong to go Silver Edge in this game, I feel. Like, it's not that it necessarily disables something, it's just the amount of damage that you have from the Terrorblade himself. The illusions are gonna die quite quickly, but if you get the initial go on someone, you can just... Oh, actually, no, they removed that entirely, didn't they? Silver Edge damage reduction is entirely... Never mind.
Where even? Oh, that was top lane.
Yeah, top lane they find a dual kill.
Does it disable grow on Tiny?
It does not, actually.
I didn't think so.
No, you cannot disable it. So it's just for the sneaky initiation. There's also a mentality thing that in a lot of teams, they believe that you should have at least one incentive for the enemy to be buying sentries all the time and spend money on detection. And that's not a bad idea. It's a good concept because that, first of all, it drains the enemy supports a little bit more. And Shadowblade in itself is not a bad item for Dragon Knight. Gives you damage and attack speed. If you look at his 2 talents that he's picked up, those are damage and attack speed talents as well. So this is definitely, you know, the kind of things they want. And he hits super hard right now. When he goes into his dragon form, he's going to be hitting like a monster.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with like TB illusions, it's really super important when you've got that level 2 dragon form, just slaying them as quickly as you can. So Fnatic, real good chance now to put this game firmly into their control with the Aegis now on the Terrorblade. Mantis Tile well on its way. Spirit Vessel there for Clockwork, but Really, this Abed Tinker has started swinging out strong with the full Ether Lens complete and Aghanims half done. But Vici Gaming a step ahead potentially here with the BKB on the DK, and also Aghanim Scepter being built up by Zeus pretty fast.
A little bit of a step ahead perhaps, but I would still say that they have a nice position here on Fnatic. With the Aegis, they're in a good spot to keep farming, and both PB and Tinker can obviously scale a lot. Also, they have the Spirit Vessel onto the Clockwork. That Spirit Vessel is going to be very important against something like the Dragon Knight, who has, of course, so much regen from Dragon's Blood. It just helps bring him down quicker.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You can still press the attack. Press the attack solves a lot of things.
BKB. Quick.
Radiant's bottom tower
How of that?
is under attack.
Young 11. Blade Mail. I hate this new bug. I always think that these items here are what they've purchased, but no, that's still in the quick buy.
It's like, oh, you already have it. How
like,
nice.
Oh, you got BKB coming. Sick.
And 700 gold. Wow.
What are you doing with all that money?
Zeus just scouting out with the ulti. Gets them. Or not scout. That was just the bolt.
I thought it was ulti as well.
Yeah, for some reason it sounds.
And they go with a hook shot. DK pops his BKB. Paparazzi trying to break free of the cogs. He'll turn and now fight DJ.
That's a defensive BKB though, and he's not gonna get too much on Dragon Knight here. So they're gonna be pretty happy with that one, forcing out to 10 seconds. The long duration BKB is really, really important that you get something done with it, and this was mostly just running away. Sure, you live. I mean, obviously that is getting something done, but it's the least progressive kind of achievement, I guess. If you do anything. Being in top, make something happen. The duel coming in on Warlock, bringing him down before the Golem.
See ya, Pilot Eye.
And that is even more duel damage. This is quite a bit of duel damage on Young 11, actually. Got a stellar start here, 58 already. And of course he has a good team. This is the type of team that we think about, right? With Legion Commander, you got the Zeus, you got the Spirit on top of it, and you have two heroes with nukes as well, the DK and the Legion Commander. So it makes sense that he's able to create these kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Smart money.
And they're still scouting around. 15 seconds until the next duel coming up.
Me someone to jump. Vici definitely feel like the thorn in their side from this Fnatic Tinker.
Entire Aghanims on this Tinker.
Yeah.
Got it finished now. Gonna be quite big in the next team fight, especially if they can somehow force and wait out the BKB duration. And even a blink duel could be thwarted by the laser mist cancel.
Gaming just happy to sit back and farm in their jungle for now. It really does feel like it comes down to this timing on the Zeus with the Aghanim Scepter to try and tie in with the rest of the team. Double damage rune spawning bottom spot.
He's not too far away from the full thing as well. They're gonna smoke up, passing the bottle onto the Dragon Knight. He wants that DD rune, but so does Envy. He can't deny it actually, because he knows that they're close enough, but he doesn't get the deny. The Zeus bolt saves the DD rune, and then they take it. It's gone, so they definitely know that they're smoked right there. Good read by Envy though. Man, I thought he was gonna walk in and pick that DD rune. I really did. But he sends an illusion to deny it when he's standing right next to it. That's a good read.
Clever play from EE. And now they sit back, make sure they don't get caught by that smoke. Dire observers and sentries all over this map, just looking for these entry points. Vici Gaming to try and catch something while Vici don't have any real vision of their own.
They need to spam down the sentries, because else, you know, you're not gonna be able to see the Legion Commander and the DK. The Legion Commander, of course, you're still gonna struggle to see when she sneaks around.
Face.
He is extremely close to BKB now. 200 gold. Gonna finish that before next attempted pickoff. Tinker, what's your next objective here? He's going for the Hex. For his... I think that's a smart choice. Probably needs to start getting that Hex involved, just so he can chain Hex the Tinker, or the LC and Dragon Knight. Would also provide a reliable disable that cannot be purged off. That's sort of the big thing. In these days, the Hex is not something you can break. The only thing you can really do is try to put Lotus Orb on it, and, you know, Tinker doesn't... Yeah, Tinker doesn't want to keep doing it.
So, Abed has decided to go for the 40 move speed talent. lifesteal. I don't think I ever see.
So I thought about this recently as well, and my thought process is this, that Tinker in general stays full HP the entire fight until he either gets jumped or gets out of mana and gets back to base. If he gets jumped, spell lifesteal is seldomly gonna save him. He needs to have a lot of marches down on top of where they jumped him for that to really be the case. So why not go for the movement speed? You know, every now and then it's gonna benefit you a little bit. Well, I guess the big case is that he's just blinking around anyway, but I don't know. I don't think either of those talents are really strong for Tinker.
That's true. Like a best of the worst situation.
Definitely. Level 15 talent is not what you're excited for. You're really excited for that level 20, 100 damage, right? You want that right click.
with a Deso and the Manta, yeah.
For sure. Now that Marcher of Machines is going to be beautiful for him.
Well, there we go. There's the big one. Ori Ags. Blockwork scouts them with a rocket flare, though.
Just pestering them.
They were getting ready to smoke. They were all grouped up, ready to go.
They look like they were, but they don't actually smoke on them, so I don't know what they're doing right now. I mean, they would have to buy and send one out from Courier, because I don't see a smoke on any of them right now. And they definitely looked like they wanted to, though. So maybe a miscommunication where, like, we want to go smoke now. And it's like, oh, but...
There's none left in stock.
Yeah, we're completely out. They smoked it all.
It looks like they might just have.
Oh,
they've gone through their entire stash. Get out, pop out, get some more. Fnatic still. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Pylai knows he holds the power.
Yeah, he's just testing it a bit, you know. He's playing the battle drums.
Because for Fnatic, really, it's down to DJ and Pylai to disrupt and maybe reset the fight with hookshot cogs, a big chaotic offering. But so much of their damage, amplification comes through the Fatal Bonds to go along with, like we've been saying pretty much the entire game, this TB and Tinker. But they have items now. Like we saw how strong it was when they didn't have items, just using a couple of spells here and there.
The game has definitely taken a turn for the slower evolvement here into the mid game.
Again, kind of normal in the best of 3. Game 2,
it
Fnatic's
is,
down
it is,
1.
especially as it's elimination game. And, this is just the calm before the storm. There's going to be a lot of stuff erupting very shortly. I believe, since Roshan is alive, both teams are starting to have enough items to very quickly take Rosh. That means they should start playing around it quite heavily. I don't think either team wants to give away an Aegis and Cheese right now.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, honestly, over time, how taking Roshan has kind of evolved. We saw level 1 Rosh strats, we saw people picking Ursa and Lycan, or TA specifically to kill Roshan. And then there was the period not too long ago where every team needed a medallion. One hero needs a medallion by 15 minutes.
Yeah, and even a medallion and a solar crest on, one on the other, and the 2 supports normally splitting out who buys what. Both teams here.
But now, like, teams kind of spread damage, magic and physical across their drafts, not really focusing on one thing.
Look at Fnatic, they're pulsing, they're starting to set up for making a backstab here. Getting some wards down first. Very nice. Preparing for a future fight as well. They have a good read of where the enemy are.
Abed in the enemy base, clearing waves as they spawn. Yeah. Cheeky bastard, look at that.
It's like, welcome to the world.
Didn't quite clear it out, but
3 of them got away.
Pylai will come in and say, thank you very much.
Wow. Everyone is getting a piece of that cake. Universe tossing in a creep for it.
Bound by an illusion. Gaming.
Tinker's doing a good job right now, shoving all the lanes and just keeping the enemy in the base. There is a Tinker ward on top, though. Legion is running there. He could get caught out here. Oh, there's the Nimbus. You can't get away from that.
He can't blink, can't hide, can't run. Oh, yes he can. Narbed, somehow he's got away. Now rearming, blinking away. There's the stomp. It's not going to quite connect.
I don't know how he doesn't get him there.
The frame perfect blink.
So there was one rocket that stopped the blink from Legion Commander at first, but even after that, he had full vision. I thought he had a cast range for a duel as well, but perhaps he was just slightly too far away.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just barely gets away, though. Sneaky man, Abed.
He walked into the march a little bit, couldn't blink then, and walks in. Why getting the duel? Abed really should not have survived that. By all means.
He is.
Lucky man.
That's how they say it, though, the more skilled you get, the luckier you tend to be as well. It's somehow strangely related. There was a famous Swedish sportsman who got interviewed. How do you feel that some people are saying you get lucky so often? weird. You know, the better I've gotten and the longer I've gone in my career, the more lucky I seem to be. Strange how that works.
It really is. Abed now very, very near that heck. The Vice is coming soon.
Yeah, that's a big pickup. Sure. And then they can start looking to be even more aggressive as well. If he plays behind the Terrorblade and the Clockwork, who can kind of form a wall for the Tinker to play behind, then that could be a really strong device. Meanwhile, VG are just kind of maybe getting a little bit too complacent in this. Quite sure. They're camping top with Young 11. I don't know if Tinker knows, but this is not a Tinker resort that you want to go to. Look at that. He probably made a mental note, though, that there is a Tinker ward there. I want to be careful about going to that area. Well, he's playing towards bottom right now. He hasn't gone top, despite a lot of creeps being there.
11 shows himself.
Oh, attempted toss back mid by Tiny. Does not get it, though, on the Dragon Knights. Creep instead. Both Dragon Knights get away. Blinking in, actually.
The Nimbus, oh, the sick hook shot past and through Paparazzi onto the Bane.
Oh, beautiful, the Sunder.
There, but there's the big meat. Chaotic Girlfriend coming down, the duel with the BKB Blade Mail. Legion Commander taking down the Terror Blade little by little, and finally 11 gets the kill. But in comes Abed. That's a 2-for-1 exchange so far, favoring Fnatic, and it doesn't look like it'll stop right now as Universe tosses up. The Legion finds yet another. And with Lanham stomping, doesn't have a TP, might have given away his position here.
That was at least salvaging something there, going in and getting that Legion kill, or the Terrorblade kill with the Legion. Such confidence just going in for that duel. There was a lot of illusions, a lot of heroes around, but you know, knowing that the BKB is gonna stop most of the others from interfering, that duel kill.
But look at Abed now, 20,000 net worth. He's skyrocketing away, pushing all these lanes. Full Scythe of Ice is on him with buyback money as well. And with Roshan still alive, Aegis and Cheese untouched over on the big man. Feels like this double damage rune that spawned bottom might just give Fnatic what they need to get into the pit, take it. But
yeah, if they can go there and find it. I believe they saw it, right? So he gonna go there when he respawns? He is. Okay, he even gets past the bottle by Tinker just as he's TPing. A lot of nice efficiency in this team right here. Gonna go and snag that up. And of course, Metamorphosis up in 74 seconds. Being able to have a DD rune for that just turns you into such a freak of nature, you know, the amount of damage you can deal out as a Terrorblade. It is not natural, I tell you, Gareth.
It really is not. It's really not. What are we looking at now?
They smoked under a ward here on VG, so this should have been spotted. They definitely saw them. No one is defending bottom as well. They're pinging that, so everyone have to pull in the reverse, backing up a bit. The 40 seconds to the Metamorphosis. Whether or not looking to make a trap or anything, just back up, let this smoke sail by. Meanwhile, Tinker's gonna force them home.
Play goes into the pit. Scout.
They do kill Roche pretty fast themselves. I'm sure they're thinking about it. They're gonna go, yeah. And Clockwork Rocket is gonna come. Maybe that will deter them from doing it. No, they're gonna keep going. All right.
Going.
This could be disastrous for VG, I think.
Trying to force a fight around the pit. Paparazzi pops Invis. Blade, BKB, and Blink. 11 scouted by the Rocket Flare. They must know DK is somewhere around. The fact that he's not in there with the Legion really does indicate that he's somewhere forward, but they're going in with the Avalanche onto the Bane. The Glimmer Caper is there. And now in jumps Paparazzi for the BKB after the Nightmare. The Earthsplit does arrive with a duel as well, but the Terrorblade, oh, he's dropped to half HP. Nimbus arrives, and DJ, even with that big old hook shot and cogs, still dangerous for Fnatic. Territory, really not looking good for them as Fnatic do lose 2. And EE with that double damage rune, no Sunder available. VG could go in for more.
Yeah, he does have tons of damage, but he wasn't able to right-click anything there. Actually, his own team's cogs and then the Nimbus were both in the way between him and the enemy. So didn't get a clean initiation with the Terrorblade, and that was just his team going down.
And that's even with a bit of overlap there with Nightmare and Dragon Tail, and then the BKB from Tiny. They still managed to bring down Universe and DJ.
It was far from ideal for both teams. And that's why it worked so well for VG, because the Terrorblade was really cut off and couldn't do too much damage. LC got away, got hit like 3 times by the Terrorblade and lost, you know, 2/3 of her HP. Fortunately, got away safe though. That was not the fight that I wanted. With that DD rune as well, was such a big timing. There is an illusion rune down there now. Could be nice for just farming a little bit more.
Be a nice little for Eternal Envy as he gets the usage out of that bottle.
Could even save it for the next fight as well. It's not entirely heard of to value the illusion for a team fight.
Young 11 hunting. Here is over there. Do they have the Nimbus ready? They do. With a Zeus ulti level 3.
He's in again. This could be scary. If they see the marches here, but he's so quick. He just jumps around, puts down a few marches.
Rearm level 3.
Bottom lane. Get the duel onto the Warlock, who went down there to D-Ward's reward.
Spend both of their Zeus ultis on the little old Warlock.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fenrir runs in and D-Wards the D-Ward. Got him.
D-Ward this. This Observer Ward, though.
It's so funny
by the gem.
when two supports get into that D-Ward war, and it doesn't even matter if there's an Observer involved in the equation anymore. It's like, nope, that ship has sailed a long time ago. We're in on the pure Sentry D-Ward race now.
Don't care how much it costs. I'm throwing money at this problem until it goes away.
Yeah. Saw some ridiculous clips of that action.
Oh, man. Back when you could miss on Observer Wards. Well.
Yes, yes. That's when it really became, you know, comedic.
He's gonna miss uphill. He's gonna miss uphill.
Who gets it first? Two supports standing next to each other, just auto-attacking the sentries. All right, let's see what's happening here. It seems like TB did decide to just use his illusions to farm up a little bit, while he feels unsafe to really leave his tier 3 tower at this point. Most of Fnatic are just either sitting back and doing nothing, or, you know, being Tinker and TPing around. Whereas Vici, at least they're farming. And they're also actively trying to make something happen with Shadowblade or smokes, but only running into illusions a lot.
Quite interesting for me is the fact that EE is deciding to not go Butterfly this game. He's instead got a crit and now moving towards Lincoln's, but I felt that maybe against the DK and a Legion, Butterfly, the evasion, the extra armor you get might have been nice. It looks like he's just going for damage and a way to deal with the duel.
I'm honestly a little bit perplexed by it as well. I'm not entirely certain why he would go for the casual Crystallis, but I suppose you do have a large amount of damage with the Metamorphosis, so adding a crit to that is quite high value, you could argue, even though it's not a large crit or anything, just a 20%, 175. And obviously Lincoln's very strong.
Yeah.
It's, you know, a no-brainer in this game that at some point you want to buy a Lincoln's. More surprised by the casual Crystallis, but you could see it as just a progression item. Definitely making him stronger for the moment.
Of course, back into a Bloodthorn or a Daedalus, depending on what he wants.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a Daedalus on him, but the downside is that Legion Commander has quite a bit of armor, and Dragon Knight has even more so, especially as you go later on into the game.
Where are we with G? Went for the GPM over the...
He didn't go with the armor talent.
I
suppose that's good for the way the game is going. It's pretty slow, pretty methodical, the way the game is played, and then the GPM talents become better. If it's crazy and hectic, then you want to be as strong as possible right now. He does have the entire Bloodthorn right now. You get a pick on Pyladai again. Trying to get these wards, Tinker D wards and so on. Legion Commander looking for a pick over here. Everyone is around. This is ships in the darkest. None of them have detection. Tiny and the Legion Commander.
Gem on the Clockwork. Be the Observer Ward at long last. Pyladai dying top. The full Bloodthorn now done on the DK as he utilizes that GPM talent now. Aiming to get that in onto Tinker or Terrorblade, but TB has a...
Well, it's more like he now has a way to deal with the Lincoln Sphere on the TB as well. When the BKB is finally down on Terrorblade, then you still need something against the Lincoln Sphere in order to be able to stun him. So it might not be that you try to stun into silence, because then there's the Manta style, but you could do it the other way around and get the stun off at least. Wow, the Rocket awkwardly scouts Legion Commander as she's just sitting outside the enemy base. Okay, come on. I want more damage.
Look at EE microing this illusion as well. The dance of death.
They were here, officer.
In this vicinity.
Yes.
Oh, Paparazzi take down this tier 2 with ease. Final outer tower from Fnatic.
Aegis runs out on the side of Legion Commander, so maybe gonna tone down a little bit on the aggression, but Young 11 Definitely an aggressive player by nature, and it's, you know, been to his favor in this game as well. So much dual damage overall.
Ori is closing in on that level 25. What do you think he'd be looking for here? Arc lightning damage seems pretty nice.
The arc lightning damage is, in general, what people pick. You could go cast range, but it seems very underwhelming. 170 increase on 145 damage talent, or 145 damage spell, is a very, very nice increase.
Yeah. Especially with all the bounces you get.
I feel like if he had Ether Lens as well already, then I would be more inclined to say that the cast range could be appealing. But
if you went like Ether into Hex or something?
I mean, you end up having more than 300 damage nuke on, you know, a 1.2 second cooldown. That's a lot of magic damage, and that's not even accounting for a static field. Here we go.
That was so
Sneaking.
close. They nearly found Young 11. They used Rocket Flare, they used Hookshot, they used everything. The BKB now jumping in with a Nimbus on top as well. They've caught DJ's Clockwork, but in jumps Universe. Avalanche Toss will manage to catch out the Zeus, but he's forced staff double, in fact, to get away from danger. Paparazzi doesn't have his dragon form. He's going to have to turn around and do something against Eternal Envy. His BKB is worn off, but he has the Lincoln Sphere. The BKB from Paparazzi wears out, but here's the Fiend's Grip, and that's what we're talking about. Fnatic, swept off the face of the map here by Vici Gaming, who don't lose a soul.
Yeah, that combination there, being able to break... I don't even think it was his Bloodthorn. At first, I thought it was his Bloodthorn breaking the Lincolns because he went in and stunned immediately afterwards, but I think it was someone else. Probably was
Zeus,
the Zeus managing to Arc Lightning him from pretty far. But still, he could not get the Sunder off, despite having his BKB in the beginning of the fight, looking strong back then. He is not that cocky when that runs out.
Forced to BKB blink away.
Having the BKB on Tinker is so important against the Nimbus. There's no way you play without it.
That was his fresh 10-second one as well.
Yeah, and I don't think that matters so much for Tinker what seconds it is at, because within the span of 5 seconds, he's still going to be able to relocate himself, which is really all it is. Because he doesn't really hard commit and go to the heart of the fight with his BKB. It's mostly just keep me alive. Make sure I don't feed.
Buy me a few seconds.
Yeah, I like that he still uses clarities. Understanding how valuable these items are. Because when you have that much int, it really adds quite a bit of region. Oh, he's caught again. No BKB ready. All right. The cooldown was used very nicely there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nimbus is an actual model on the ground that blocks you.
Yeah, I believe it actually physically blocks you.
Yeah, Young 11 just then is like pinging, like, dude, I can't move. You trapped me in the trees here.
Yeah, I believe it actually does block a path. It's gonna farm these two creeps. Ranged creeps got nothing on it.
Got him.
Farming Nimbus. It was not intended for a Legion Commander. It was the 200 IQ play. Preparing for ranged creeps.
The split push.
Yeah.
Split push.
Value.
We still have Cheese on the Zeus. His ulti's back up in 25 and high ground push. What's happening here? The toss back. Paparazzi inside the enemy base. BKB and Dragon Form forced as he turns around with his Earth Splitter looking for a go with a stun. Back on to them. They've got the counter offering landing as Clockwork DJ does retreat. Another toss forward though. Paparazzi sent into the base. Oh, dearie me. Dead.
That's the toss that Universe has been looking for. He hasn't really been able to land too many of these this game, but there he gets a beautiful toss back. And Fenrir kind of stopped walking here. You should probably keep running, sir. This is not safe yet.
Blink, Ava. Oh, the Nimbus cancels out the combo. No toss there in the back. Who's they got the duel on? Oh, it's Pylai die. Down he goes. Eternal Envy. No Sunder. 10 seconds.
Oh,
He's been slept up.
Hard.
He's in trouble. The right clicks from a Young 11. Look at him go. 188 bonus damage from the duels.
Kills him.
He just slaps him around.
Yeah, this Legion Commander is actually turning into a monster with level 25 talents. Getting so much bonus damage, picking the Invisern, making sure there's no sneaky escape, using that. And there's the Nimbus again. Dear Lord. Game is turning brutal.
It feels like...
Oh, that was a Nimbus and ulti with Arcane Rune on Zeus, and he has Octarine. Look at the cooldown. He has Nimbus off cooldown, and now. And Thunder God's Wrath is 25 seconds.
Okay, that's crazy. Straight up nuts.
And he did not even go for the CDR talent, mind you. Had that too.
What did he went? Oh, of course, the
stun duration
is very...
Which still lasts for nothing at all on Tiny, which is really funny. The Nimbus does not really chain stun him so well. Fortunately, it is enough to cancel his auto attacks though. So, Legion Commander, man. Whew, that is the focal point of this game right now.
Yeah, I mean... There's that focal point for Vici, but I feel like over on Fnatic, the Abed Tinker, he's farmed well, he's found himself a couple of good fights, but overall consistency in terms of impact in the game definitely doesn't feel like he's there. He just doesn't feel like he's been, enabled.
It's what we said in the drafting phase, right? We were talking about the front line, the issue that the front line does not really hold up, and he has to kill the enemy really fast. Top O, he's right behind. Young 11 is staring him down. He's like, come out and fight me. Oh, he finds him! What a blink. I don't know if he can actually kill him. The Hex should be able to turn this around.
Okay, Abed. Yeah, there we go. Sunder from Envy as well to keep him alive. Young 11 will pay with his life and lose the gem.
A beautiful blink for sure, but that was still a very costly kill. Yeah, I didn't think he had quite the damage to bring down the Tinker there, because he does have quite a bit of HP.
But that's one of those things, right, when we used to talk about Tinker, it was always about catch the Tinker, force the buyback, catch the Tinker again. Now, you do have a little more leeway with this Tinker, but it's still the same concept. If you kill this Tinker once or twice, there is no high ground defense, there is no fallback plan. There is nothing to rely on here from Fnatic as, hello, Bane tossed in. Force Staff is good with the Hex though from Abed, chaining up. It'll bring down Fenrir, but look at this. Chaotic offering onto the back end. The BKB from Paparazzi buys a little bit of time, but until Envy, the Sunder is there. Oh god! No. Young 11 is shredded and Abed is kept alive. Paparazzi's in trouble now as well. He's gonna blink away. Gets a little bit of distance with the refresher from Ori. He's got another Nimbus. He's got another ulti. He throws into the mix, but Universe has found LAN-M and the ET will fall. There are gems abound everywhere on the floor, but Roshan is still alive and Fnatic have heroes to take it.
Yeah, Fnatic, they played it so well right there, and Envy just barely surviving long enough to get that clutch Sunder. Really beautiful stuff for Fnatic. And wow, that was so sad to watch the Legion commander buybacking, coming into that fight, wanting to join, only to be sundered and completely destroyed, and lost a duel, I believe, right? To someone. Wait, did you lose a duel?
58.
Oh boy. It's the damage talent, basically. It's coming back.
Oh my goodness.
58 damage on the Tinker. Don't mess around.
Small problems for Vici Gaming as the third Roshan of the game. Refresher shot is here for Fnatic.
A nice thing to mention, by the way, is that all these illusions from Terrorblade, they do play really nicely against the Nimbus. You kill the Nimbus super quick when you're having a Terrorblade in your team. Because they tried to Nimbus outside Roche before and it just died in like 1 second.
So is this refresher for Paladai maybe? Double chaotic
I think
offering?
so.
Looks like that's where it's going. So we have Aegis TB, Cheese Tiny. Shard on the wall.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid. That's very nice. And they also have Assault Cuirass finished up now and wanted. Quite far. That's really what they've been needing in Fnatic. They need more heroes to get big and get online. The Tinker is big and bad, but Tiny is what really... He needs to get a little bit of armor, a little bit of damage, because he melts to a duel if he doesn't have the Assault Cuirass.
Here we go. Abed with the Dagons. Time to go.
That's what we need to see from him. He wants to keep his Terrorblade alive. He does that proactively by bursting down the enemy with the Dagon Hex. We're gonna see here, and they have a smoke on Fenrir, trying to set up and get a chance to use it.
How are our buybacks looking? The Legion obviously just used hers not too long ago. DK, Tinker, Tiny, TB, and Clockwork all holding onto theirs.
Yeah, the rest are just missing it due to gold. It's not really that they're missing it. Hold on. The only one who used it was Legion Commander.
It looks like ET will be able to get there before the next fight, potentially, but heroes like Warlock and Bane will be able to farm up that quickly.
Gonna have to have good positioning, no other way around it. And potentially we could see 3 golems in the next fight, by the way. If he goes for the summon golem on death, he does indeed. I do like the other talent as well, though. The Shadow Word AoE is beautiful with the golems if you ever go for an Aghanim's build. Because you can heal up multiple golems, send them up on high ground. But it's also really good for your team.
DB illusions being healed?
Yeah, it's honestly a very, very strong talent if you ever happen to be a little bit more farmed. But of course, Paladai, no stranger to position 6 life.
Yeah.
Gonna take one for the team.
Did Zeus always have this blink, or did he recently pick it up? My brain is failing me. It feels like a recent put.
He didn't always have it. He had only the 4 step for quite a while.
Yeah.
He picked it up a while ago.
He was moving towards BKB, I saw, but
yeah,
a little bit of the gold slipped away as Zeus closes in on the buyback. But
he does have the combination, by the way, of the Refresher double Nimbus. So that can change stun a little bit, but it's not that easy to execute since there's Tiny. But on Tinker, you can try and do it.
It's looking at the Tinker, Boots of Travel out of the inventory in the backpack. Has the BKB ready. Definitely afraid of what's coming, spamming these clarities.
If he finds an Arcane Rune on Zeus, he can permanently stun any hero that's not a Strength hero. But if it's a Strength hero, it's get Tiny. Well, you're tickling him.
Universe. And you blink
oh,
toss the
toss
into the creep wave. BKB forced. Nicely played. Universe's BKB will get utilized as well, but in comes Young 11. Shadow bladed up. Thinking about going in with a Blade Mail onto a target of his choice. Sleep onto Envy. Blade held in place, but neither team wants to commit. Just staring at each other across these ramps.
Yeah, a little bit of a BKB trade there. The Dragon Knight versus Tiny. I feel it's an okay trade for Fnatic, where, you know, the Dragon Knight really, really needs to have his BKB, and Tiny, it's more like a bonus. Back, realizing that it's not so easy to go high ground just yet. They are super strong, though. Their teamfight is very potent on Fnatic, due to that Warlock having his Refresher and the talent, of course, that we mentioned.
Okay. Bam taunting away. Nice little bounty rune for him. Get out
Taunting his way to the next.
Oh, look at that. Lovely. Pinged out there.
His level 20 was also really big for him. The 20% magic resistance is so big in this game against a Zeus. It adds so much survivability for a hero with 3000 HP. It makes a massive difference.
There you go. Paparazzi. Throwing a Bloodthorn in onto an illusion there.
Kill it.
But yeah, Eternal Envy with this build, the crits have looked very good. Find a way to now convert this lead, this status quo shift.
He has the Daedalus coming in.
Oh,
it's coming right
completed.
now. Yeah.
You're right,
So,
in it comes.
There it is. That's a large amount of damage.
Oh,
but the
Envy
Blade Mail could return it.
Toss on Zeus. He's hexed up. Glimmercape there. The counter covering. Oh god, this is an absolute mess. Cleave down, or he buys back immediately. Now Universe is going to get brought down as well, but the Nimbus is out. Universe dead. Oh, there's no Legion for 100 seconds. Vici Gaming, this is a disaster for them. They need to hold this high ground. Envy thinking about moving in, but look at the damage. Loses the Aegis, still has the Sunder. If he can get it out onto a big target, this could be okay. But Fnatic, they're on the run now. Down goes Envy.
Dear God, the damage. He cannot sustain it. It's just too much coming out.
That fight was like good for Fnatic, good for Vici, good for Fnatic, good for Vici.
Fnatic, they overstepped, right? They got a great start there. The Legion Commander dying, got a really bad duel, and I think, honestly, just because of a bad target. Oh, bottom, they're still trying. Going in here with the Hex, pushing him, and Dagon. They get the Fenrir kill, at least something. No, what I want to see is he dueled on the Tiny. You don't have a lot of seconds to kill that Tiny, and Tiny does have, you know, Assault Cuirass and a BKB. He's quite hard to kill. He didn't get the BKB off, I think, but at least the Assault Cuirass kept him alive for long enough. And then Legion was pretty screwed. I'm so surprised he didn't go for the Blade Mail duel onto a Terrorblade.
I was expecting that.
But, of course, he doesn't have the, you know, Linken's Break on his own. But I thought they could coordinate that with Zeus, maybe, on Arc Lightning. Anyway, it was
a hot mess.
It was a hot mess, and at that point, Fnatic were like, "Let's go!" And they run into the enemy base, and somehow people are dying on the backline to the Nimbuses, pretty much. I like Pylai found himself in a strange spot where he was just pondering life because he used all his spells, had no mana, and was just standing around.
I guess I'm gonna die then.
I think he was very seriously considering suicide. He was thinking about walking in and, you know, summoning a golem the old traditional way.
Yeah.
But he opted against it. Fight did not really look that good for him.
Sure did, but
it would have been fun to see him just running around like, kill me.
But just kill me now. Let me have another golem. But we definitely saw like the Spirit, the double Nimbus. Everyone kind of piled into this area here that not a choke point necessarily, but definitely a grouped up area as you're pushing high ground. Fnatic just don't really have a way to deal with that kind of... It's a wall, you know, it's just this big brick wall in front of them, unless they get a pick first.
What needed to happen is they needed to let go of the idea of chasing anyone else right there. They got the Legion Commander, and that was good. Tiny died. That's a fine trade, in my opinion, because Legion Commander is so important in bringing down the Terrorblade. So just be happy with that trade. Kill off the Nimbuses, because there were 2 of them down, and then maybe you can continue sieging. But they got a little bit too eager to push, and this game is still... this is the longest game that we had, I believe,
feels like it,
of this group stage, at least for us in our stream.
Oh, that's Fnatic for you, though, right? Fnatic, the Eternal Envy teams average the longest game
Is
duration.
it really an Eternal Envy game if we don't see a Divine Rapier?
Hey, it's got to come, right?
It's queued up a Hurricane Pike, but that's not going to do
it. Bug,
it. Must be a misclick. Yeah. Sure. Probably a bug by Valve.
Well, Fnatic giving it another go. Tier 3 is very low. There's a glyph
I like
here,
the ambition. They're going again. I don't know if they're going to be able to do much here, but they want to get that tower at least.
Tier 3 will fall with the double catapults and double illusions.
And behind
them
is
they know
the
Paparazzi's coming. They've seen this coming, but the Nimbus is on top of them with a blink in from Paparazzi, looking for Abed. The big game is the duel! Young 11 finds it, the instant buyback. Tinker wants to get into this with the counter going down. They'll try and take down Fenrir, and they will succeed. But look at the stop. Eternal Envy has the Sunder Universe. Get the hell out of here, guys! Abed goes forward. The toss back will try and catch in with the Lotus, but he's getting tossed back and forth. Down goes Paparazzi. Young 11 gets in, but he is not long for this world as the golem drops on his head. Tinker, dieback from the Abed. Tinker as Lanham. Is he the only one alive in this fight? No, Paparazzi bought back, runs in, looks for EE, but the Terrorblade's sprinting away. Who's this? It's Young 11 with his Legion Commander. Down goes Eternal Envy, and that push has been absolutely crushed.
Insane. That was just destruction in that fight for both teams, but in the end, it is Vici who come out on top. They have everyone alive. Buybacks are being used here, but Tinker and Clockwork are both missing buybacks. Clockwork does not have the funds for it, and Tinker does not have the means for buybacking. He used it, and he died again in that very fight. Great job by Legion Commander. We also saw some crazy Lotus Orb toss interactions there where it was tossing back and forth.
The DK was just bouncing.
That was really fun.
He was hexed, he was a piggy, and he's being tossed and bounced everywhere. It was so funny.
I don't know what's going on.
How did the Tinker die? Was that a hex reflection from a Lotus, or?
That was just a really brave Legion Commander running in and killing him. The second time they got back, he just charged in and got him by pure right clicks pretty much. And Dragonite was behind, helping out as well. But beautiful catch, you know, the mobility of these cores with the Shadow Blade and Blink on both of them, right?
And now Fnatic very close to elimination. Vici Gaming, they're knocking on the doors of the tier 3s. It's their turn at long last as... But you know, we were talking about this Zeus against the Tinker, and they're going for tier 4s. They want to end this game. We've reached the late game with the Zeus fully kitted out. He has the refresh orb in 30 seconds, but it might not even last that long. Eternal Envy falls to BKB. Now he's gripped up, though.
Tiny is
Trouble at home as Tiny tosses EE into the fountain. He gets him. He's safe. Now he tosses up the Legion Commander into the base as well. Eternal Envy's still alive, but Young 11 dead without buyback. 2 minutes, but the tier 4s, they're dying. There's the Nimbus still over the top as a safety mechanism, but Universe, he is doing work here in this base. They've killed off both tier 4s, but the throne is still alive.
This is so insane to witness, man.
Fnatic chasing
Fenrir. Gonna get caught.
He's dead.
He's dead for sure. And no buybacks on either of these two heroes, and they're looking for more. Lanham also in trouble over here.
Lanham has buyback.
Yeah. He's gonna lose the gem here as well, and he is gonna die. No way around that. That is one guy with buyback. This is gonna be tough to hold, or we're gonna see the counter throw. This is one of the craziest games I witnessed in a long time.
They didn't take Rack's top. The tier 3 into tier 4.
They felt confident, but they didn't think about the stun, or the toss requires no target and 3 toss charges. Universe, first with a toss save onto TB, and then with a clutch toss of the Legion Commander into the fountain.
So freaking good. Fnatic moving forward now. 5 alive. 2 dead on VG, but DJ's gone a step too far. Maybe no, the toss. Looking for the bait and switch here. DJ's gonna die. Abed has his BKB going with a double Nimbus down. Paparazzi, BKB Lotus all back into the fountain. Needs to get away from this. Lanham holds the line. A big Earth Splitter will connect on some illusions. Clear through them at the very least. Bottom rack still alive. Mid-tier 3 will finally fall, but Fnatic don't get enough out of that push.
This is one of those 3-2-2, 6-4-4 kind of games, dude. It just keeps going. At least they managed to consolidate there. They lost the Clockwork, but they managed to run out of it and not lose too much.
Double damage rune. EE says, Roshan time. Guys, let's get the Aegis Cheese, the Refresher Shard, and everything in our pockets.
When even Gaben is smiling on you, giving you that DD rune. Feels good, man.
Nimbus dead. BG no. Roshan is low. Eternal Envy and Universe standing in the pit. Universe hit by the Earth Splitter and in jumps Paparazzi. Can he steal anything? There's a shot on the floor. EE, can you grab it? He's got Aegis and the shot.
He grabbed everything.
He just takes it all.
He's running away. Stop this, man.
Yeah, they'll stop him. They'll kill him. First life gone.
Buyback from Clockwork coming out. Tiny still has buyback.
Oh, 11 jumps in, he catches one on the back end. They've got the Legion Commander duel in on to Pylite Die, and down he goes. Paparazzi focusing onto DJ, but his BKB's keeping him up and running. And look at Eternal Envy! Straight through the Dragon Knight. They've got nothing left. Vici Gaming, they buy back on the Zeus, but now 2 minutes without your Dragon Knight. Looks like Fnatic have found a door. They've not just opened it, they've smashed it, kicked it in, and might just now be able to take the game.
This should surely be the end, right?
Baby.
There's no way they can hold this. Not without the Legion Commander and the Dragon Knight. And the Bane as well. I mean, this should be easy to finish for Terrorblade along with the Tiny as well.
If any series deserves to go to 3 games...
This game is the craziest game we've had in the group stage. I'm so excited already for game number 3. This is looking like it's going to end here. They're even going for the Mega Creeps. They don't want any more of this shenanigans. They probably lost track of who used buyback and who didn't.
Nobody in the game has buyback.
Yeah, they lost track of it, though, because there's been so much chaos. But they're going to play it safe, I believe. And, you know, after Megas, they're probably going to go for that throne, finish it up, finish the job.
Ori. Refresher is ready. Nimbus and ulti available to him. But Abed thinking about maybe jumping in here onto the Zeus. The sleep from Lanam puts them into a nice little slumber for now. The Glyph being forced out. It's a little bit of time here for Vici Gaming, not for the DK, but potentially for the Legion Commander to come back alive.
Tiny.
Fnatic thinking about backing away from this. They've taken Mega Creeps now. And it is down to Vici Gaming to swing back into this, but they will have 5 heroes alive.
They're actually backing up and allowing the Dragon Knight to respawn. I didn't expect that. I think, yeah, the game could have ended. And honestly, easy to say from our perspective, they could have gone for the Ancient. They could have gotten it. There were no buybacks, and I don't believe that an Elder Titan and Zeus alone would stop 4 heroes just taking the Ancient.
But they didn't know for sure.
But they were uncertain. Now they're having the Mega Creeps. They don't have a single lane of racks lost, so objectively, they're really far ahead. But this game is so wild, anything could happen, and this Legion Commander has 304 damage. This Legion Commander is really strong. This is something that doesn't really show up on net worth, but she is quite powerful. Mid lane, though, I think they're TPing in. Oh, pulling that one. Creepy.
I just love Graft. I just love Graft, honestly. I don't care.
Who does not?
There's the Grand Canyon over here with a little bit of a bump over there. And you've got whatever this is, Mount Everest.
You know, one thing I wish is that we didn't have this smooth graph. And, you know, it looks nice. But honestly, I like real representation instead. I want to see the really jagged, like, that was a sharp drop, you know? Looks more like a stock market kind of thing then. Yeah. And I want to see that, you know? Oh, the dire stock has gone down, Gareth.
Sell.
Shout out to Pyrian stream. They had some funny cast recently of just the reference. Oh well. So it's interesting to see how this game is going to be played from here, right? Basically, everyone is sitting at level 25. Yep, everyone across the board. So let's go over some of the talents that could matter. We got the 40 strength talent on Dragon Knight. He is really a powerhouse now. We can see even Terrorblade struggles to bring him down now because of how much armor he has, all that HP. But a big one that we haven't pointed out, Earth Splitter, minus 75-second cooldown. Ooh. Now that is a very, very large CDR for a particular spell. And 25-second cooldown on Earth Splitter means you can use it multiple times in a fight, especially if it's a crazy fight like the ones we've had. It kind of depends if there's going to be more fights before buyback comes off cooldown, or if it's going to be after buyback comes off cooldown. How long the fights are going to be. Oh, a TPN Legion Commander tries to get the duel. Clockwork manages to hook himself to safety.
DJ's just out of there. See ya.
Don't want to be part of that one. Clockwork himself, he has a pretty nice level 25 talent as well. That battery assault interval is wild. Goes so fast. The amount of damage it dishes out is crazy. And even just the chain stunning of it.
I can't believe this game's still... In my head, this game's over, you know?
Oh, there was one player who isn't level 25
Bane,
yet.
Bane, yeah, I didn't want to point it out. It's
I didn't see the poor lad.
The Brain Sap or the Fiend's Grip. talents there up at the top, but still a way to go. Maybe his team can buy him some tomes.
In the end, he's not the biggest impact, is he? In these fights, he's gonna have
to damage sink.
He's gonna have to sit back and try and get out, you know, what he can in these engagements.
Oh dear.
Been a rough series here, and it has no signs of stopping as we're 66 minutes into this one. The DD run on bottom.
Got to remember though, the Vici are the ones that are one game away from dumping Fnatic out of this tournament.
Exactly. So Fnatic, they have all the reasons to be extra cautious here, which is why they were so timid in their final push there. Could probably have gone for the Ancient if they were one game up. I'm pretty certain you would. It has a matter of, you know, what happens if we do lose this one. Well, if you lose this one, your tournament life is over.
Yeah.
So why not try and take it extra safe? Well, it does bring some more excitement for us because we get to continue this wild ride that has been this game.
What's Abed up to? Staying where he's safe in the fountain.
He's just sitting back there. He doesn't want to go anywhere, man.
Well, buybacks coming up now. Warlock, TB, Legion, DK, Tinker, everyone with buyback coming up.
There's a smoke coming out from Fnatic. It has not been spotted. They did run into the Spirit with Terrorblade. I don't know if you paid attention, you might have seen that. The Zeus ulti kind of scouted it out. You know, their smoke.
Now they for sure know it's coming. Paparazzi sticks around a little bit in this mid lane, but Fnatic still...
They get the shrine. Just gonna remove one more building, you know. One tiny, but important structure. When Roshan is about to spawn the next time, you don't want to have that shrine be around if you're dire.
It's like that one speck of map control, you know, in this dark abyss that VG Gaming is staring into right now.
Legion Commander might go. Thinking about it.
They got him, the BKB, not enough. Oh god, he's dead. Eternal Envy sliced down, has buyback. He's dead for 2 minutes, but the Universe is going to jump in here. Paparazzi BKB trapped inside the cogs. He's going to get force stabbed out, but he's gone. That's a nice pickup as Abed cycles through, chains the Hex in onto Lanham. Lotus Orb though bounces it back. Hex. In comes Young 11. Can he slap him down? No, decides to retreat away as DJ holds that angle.
Slow. Pilot line. He's doing it. He's slowing them all down.
Upheaval. Toss back. Benrir sent into the arms of the Clockwork, but they've killed off Universe. He does not have buyback for some time, and it's the Earth Splitter that's doing a lot of damage.
Oh no,
out
Tinker.
Of Lanham. Tinker BKBs. Abed blinks away. Just about manages to get the rearm off and into the trees, so he's safe for now.
Okay, both teams consolidating pretty much, and not a single buyback was used during this. So both teams being a little bit more conservative here. Terrorblade and Dragon Knight, both of them had buyback, got killed very early in the fight, but they're like, nope, not gonna waste this one. I'm gonna sit here and pray that my team holds, is what both of them said. And after the fight, I think both of them were like, phew, because that could have ended poorly for both.
Nobody lost the game at that point.
Exactly,
so
that was not a game-deciding fight, but still somewhat of a win for the Radiants. They did get the 58 more damage onto the Legion Commander. Once again, this, you know, near infinite scaling of the duel. It does have a cap, but it's like very, very high. It's like insanely high. More than you could ever get in a competitive game, that's for sure.
They live to fight another day as well. But we were 10, 15 minutes ago getting to the point where these heroes are all 6 slotted. And
yeah, starting to get to the point where they're 7 slotted. You know, I'm expecting the refresher on Legion Commander soon. That's a big item that we could see.
Refresher on DK maybe as well.
That's true. Could also be a really big item for him. You know, you could blink in, swap out the blink for the refresher, and then do something. Or even just Silver Edge, and then swap the Silver Edge already for the refresher, so you have it ready. Just a double BKB, double Bloodthorn, double Lincolns. He has only active items, so sure, it looks amazing. Zeus ulti, always nice to have in games like this, just to scout out.
Where are you?
Yeah, it gives you a sense of security.
But it's also that thing is like, you see them, but you're also telling your opponents like, we know where you are. Like, you're gonna have to do something special to try and play around us because we've got this Zeus ulti.
Yeah,
Scout you out.
That is definitely a part of it. And then you have the fact that the are they smoking up? I don't know. They have the smoke ready in the inventory of Pilot Die. I don't think they want to do it quite yet. But they do have DD run on Terrorblade, so maybe they want to go with it. But it's timing out. Yeah, exactly. It's running out.
If he's closing in on Satanic here, so Boots of Travel can maneuver themselves into
I'm
that
a
backpack spot.
little bit surprised Envy didn't go for the Sunder cooldown in a game like this, by the way. I felt like that could have been a bigger thing than the extra range. The range is very good, though, especially since he has the Hurricane Pike. His illusions attack from so far away. But, I don't know. I feel like it could have been a 6 under... Oh, Legion.
Super panicky there, but the Legion goes in. The duel,
God,
the damage on Tiny, he's going to die. The Young 11, he's going to die as well. Potentially a 1-for-1 trade so far. The Earth Splitter does slide across, but won't connect. Now that does. A hook shot from DJ Perfect. The Force Staff out onto Paparazzi. Gets him away from that dangerous position.
Zeus just cruising by.
Again, a 1-for-1 and a back the hell up by both of these teams.
Oh my god.
But Metamorphosis used. How important is that cooldown right now?
It's quite important, but it's so hard for the Radiant to force anything out of it, right? They can't really go high ground, and it is likely that Envy might even start roshing here with this meta, but I think he should be a little bit careful about it. He was eyeing it up, but seems like he thinks better of it. I can't believe the Legion is almost at the point where she can dual solo kill a Tiny with level 3 grow. I mean, you're hitting hard right now on Legion.
So what's his status? Was 17.9 plus the 40%. He's 7.9.
Yeah.
So let's call it 60%. How long does duel last? 5.5 seconds. So I guess you've got, a good 4.5 seconds, maybe a little less.
Yeah, they actually struggle to bring him down. It's such a short duel. It really has almost no duration. I'm a little bit surprised that Legion didn't go for an Aghanims yet. Could have been a really good game for it. Because you get extended duration on it. You would bring it up to 8 seconds total duration instead of 5.5. Definitely would be allowed to kill the Tiny whenever, because no one else is interfering. And let me tell you, what's happening here?
Nice catch, but Abed turns it around again with the Chain Hex and the BKB. Limbram force onto the DK to try and get him out with the Lotus Orb as well, but the Nimbus is coming through onto the Tinker. They're catching in here with Ori. Zeus going in pretty big, but Abed sundered by Eternal Envy. The TB is so low. Oh god, Envy, what have you done? Dead for 100. Clockwork falls immediately after. Now Abed's being chased down as well. Young 11, he has a duel. He thinks about going in, but Abed's already TP'd away, and there's Lincoln's on him. Eternal Envy saves Abed through all of that.
Oh no.
But it's an opening now for Vici Gaming as Universe.
Chain tossed. Oh god. 3 tosses in a row. That chain's done. It is very, very powerful. If you ever get left alone like that, you're just bouncing up and down.
Fenrir's bought a Maelstrom.
Someone has to defend, like team is crazy, fighting in dumb places. Gotta defend.
Dragon Knight buyback. Blink in. Duel is there, but the Ghost Scepter E-Blade. What is that? E-Blade from Abed. Now the Chain Hexes. They will be able to bring down that little Warlock, but Legion on 20 HP killed by the illusions. The timeout immediately after. Oh, I can't believe this game is the most clowny thing I've seen in a long time.
It is. Everything just lines up perfectly. That they immediately time out afterwards is just... Oh my god. That has to hurt. They died so quickly afterward that Legion Commander, with the vision that she had before dying, could still see the illusions time out. That's just salt to injury.
Ooh.
This game, man. This game is...
74 minutes, 44 to 37. No lead for either team.
Yeah,
Look,
I mean, you could argue a slight lead now after Dragon Knight is again on buyback cooldown. Yeah. But the Clockwork Expend is his as well, and he is quite important in these fights. Still, slight advantage, but no signs of it ending.
Goodness gracious me. Fnatic, yes, hide in your found. Pause. P-break is coming, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere around, 1 hour and a quarter. You are definitely entitled to...
urination.
Yeah.
Well, reset, rethink, move back in, keep these lanes pushed out. Universe shoves out top, still holding a cheese. Has this... Is it the 4th Roshan now, I think? 5th? 6th?
I have no idea, dude. I think we've seen 2 refreshers already. So this is I think this is the 5th. But it could very well have been the 6th. I don't know.
Absolutely. Eternal Envy gets P from Abed on his little head. Vici forced to move around the map and clear out these waves, though.
The damage on this Tinker, though, he can definitely burst people super fast. He has the Dagon 5 E-Blade. They're going in with a smoke. Something's gonna happen.
Young 11, oh, the sentry's down. Universe up in the front lines. They don't see, but they do now. Young 11's going to walk on in, but Tiny tosses back. Fenrir, hook shot forward onto the Legion commander, but the BKB is there. Abed up on the high ground. Perfect position.
Wow.
He can chain spells out, and Young 11 is shredded with buyback, though. Do remember that as Eternal Envy chases down Lan M. ET, he's going to get zapped here by the rockets. Mini stun, perfect, as down goes Fenrir. They've bought back on Legion and ET, and Fnatic don't lose anybody.
Oh my god. So Fenrir is dead for sure. Roshan is most likely going to go the way of Fnatic here. A lot of buybacks expended, but you still have to defend these side lanes. And I don't see how you go and contest this. Legion Commander, of course, not willing to give anything for free, but Tinker chasing after. They're going to catch. Arcane Rune available. Could be nice for Tinker in this fight.
Abed found himself in such a sweet spot, though. Managed to get the blink up onto the Ancients, and then was just raining hellfire down onto everyone in this area.
For sure. He was in one spot, and then on the other hand, you had Terrorblade just posting up from
like
exactly, from over there, standing really far away from the Legion Commander and just laying in the damage. So the two of them just kind of pinpoint the pincer strat, right?
It was 2 angles of attack.
2 angles of hurt.
2 angles of, oh god, we're dying. That will be Roshan X.
I must say that Zeus is quite good at defending against Mega Creeps when he has this talent. I mean, he kills these creep waves like they're normal creep waves by now.
Yeah.
He's like Mega what?
Zap, zap.
All right, what are we going to see?
Who holds what? Let's have a look at that. Oh, I mean, there's so many items you can't even see on the item board. Aegis on Eternal Envy. Cheese, we saw one on Clockwork, and the one on Tiny has been expended. Refresh Shard given over to Warlock.
One way to say it is that, you know, Abed is actually 9 slotted right now, and EE is 8 slotted right now. They're working with a lot of different items at the same time here. And, you know, Tiny is trying to go in for that Silver Edge as its next purchase. Still waiting, though. He wants to save his buyback. I saw him buy the Ultimate Orb, and then he was like, no, and he sold it again. So you can definitely tell these teams, they recognize that it's not over yet. Even though Dire are in a significant lead here. All they need to do, close the game out, Gareth.
Okay, all they need to do is close the game. 78 minutes later.
They've done the prep work, sir. They've forced the buybacks. They've taken the Roche. They've
got the Megas.
They've dewarded the entire map. And, you know.
Systematically setting up to end this atrocity of a game.
It is quite something, as chaotic as can be.
Well, Young 11, Invis behind his DK, waiting for some kind of jump from Fnatic, but nothing forthcoming just yet. Throne exposed, though. It's just so funny that there are no tier 4s in the Dire base, but there's been no enemy heroes in the Dire base for
They only have 1 tower in their base. It's the one true tower to defend them all.
1 tier 3. Minas Tirith.
Let's see here. We have Tiny looking for something. He gets Lincoln's up by his teammates as well. They're like, you go first. Metamorphosis gets committed. BK... Envy?
He really wants to put his Satanic in his inventory, I guess.
Envy, you know, having some butterfingers here.
They see Universe. They know the Tiny's there with the sentry down.
Oh god, this is not the cleanest way to push the high ground.
Well, they're in. They got some hits in.
I think they gotta back out, but they're going in now. This could really be disastrous.
There's the jump. In they go onto Eternal Envy. They've got the chain stun as well with the duel as well. Eternal Envy's dead! Aegis is gone. That's 1 life down, but that also means Metamorphosis not available either. Paparazzi run out of BKB. The Fiend
Oh god, he's dying!
They've got Eternal Envy the second time. He's got buyback, but might not be forced to use it just yet, as Young 11 dealing with Mega Creeps now as Fnatic retreat away from this Radiant base. Lan M is looking to chase. Paladai and DJ both hot retreat. VGJ. They hold. No, not Legion. VGJ. Just VG. Hold their base.
Just VG. Oh, the Legion Commander getting picked up here.
Oh, the Hex, the chain damage as well from Abed.
No buyback on the Legion Commander. It's still on cooldown for 4 more minutes. They could try to buy back Terrorblade and go, but they can also just wait for the respawn, then go with double life. Should be in time to play towards when LC is still dead. Still though, LC with that dual kill. Man, Envy. He must have been so stressed when he pushed that high ground. He basically just wanted to Manta style and he accidentally clicked his BKB as well. Imagine his hotkeys are probably next to each other.
Imagine so.
That's harsh.
One of those things that unfortunately does happen.
Yeah, I mean, It is in crazy 80-minute games like this where players are going to start making slip-ups and, you know, those mistakes can happen. And it's only 3k gold disadvantage, you know, after 80 minutes of crazy action.
Fnatic have been at a, what, like 8k lead? Two or three times?
That looks very much like my pulse right now.
Whoa, hello, Universe has gone in. The Dagon zaps, but the Hex bounces back onto Abed now.
Dragon
but
Knight
can
is
they
so
chase
deep
forward? DK moves in as Abed BKBs. Paparazzi doesn't have one, and he's Hexed. Chain stunned, but the Sleep, the Nightmare holds him in place, keeps him alive for now. The double toss. Universe tries to bring him down, but Paparazzi's still alive. The mini stun. But no, the Dragon Knight's going to survive. Abed needs to get the hell out of here because Vici have kept
Terrorblade goes in. He goes for the finish.
Running. The glyph is there onto throne. EE.
He gets forced away. Half HP on the Ancient.
Tiny
Has to be so
back,
tempting.
TPing in, looking for the catch and the kill. They've caught Fenrir, and that will be the Bane. Force stabbing down to the low ground, but Terrorblade arrives with the Metamorphosis up again.
Let's see if they can finish this. 2,200 HP on this Ancient. Can they do it?
Legion Commander alive in 19 seconds. Ori zaps down the illusions. Half HP thrown. DK form ulti in. Eternal Envy. He turns and fights. Universe is dropping low, but Abed's caught. Tinker. He blades but dies. Now can they move on forward and look for more? Eternal Envy and Universe. They're both in the back end of this fight, looking, poking, prodding, thinking if they can go in, they can make something big happen. But they are retreating yet again.
This is one of the wildest games I've ever witnessed of Dota. This is just insanity the way the game continues.
I love it so much.
Every time I think it's completely over and no way they can turn it around, the game just continues for a little while longer. Look at Young 11. He's looking for anyone he can find up here. 8 seconds until his invis. And if he can find a Tinker right now when he comes up, you know, I don't think he can stay here for long enough though. Still 1 minute for a respawn, but he's gonna find Pylai die, farming in the jungle. Just a poor old wizard, sir. Oh, even the Lincolns break. He remembers. You, sir, you have one of those pesky Lincolns. I have one of those awesome Halberds.
And he's going to farm the Golem as well. No?
It's going to live. Mercy.
Playing safely there, understanding.
Young 11 the merciful.
If Tiny, if Clockwork, if TB are lurking around.
Looking at the minimap now, it always feels so nice seeing there's only one building left in the Radiant base, but there's only one building that truly matters in Dota. One.
Radiant base is like clean shaven.
Yeah, going for the clean cut, the buzz cut.
Man, oh man, oh man. So what have we got? Dagon 5 now on Ori, along with the Octarine Core.
Yeah, normally when you go into late game, Dagon 5 becomes, you know, an attractive item for a lot of heroes. So it's just about that burst speed, being able to bring down the Terrorblade super fast. And we've seen it a few times now. The Nimbus stun duration, you don't want to underestimate it. Paired up with some Bloodthorn or DK stun, it's actually brought down the Terrorblade multiple times. Even the Tinker or Tiny have fallen victim to it. Yeah, scary game.
It's time for our favorite part of the show, Wagamama. It is buyback check.
Oh, yes.
So we've got Legion coming up again. 600 gold or so away from it. ET has it, but Zeus, Tiny, Clockwork, all without.
So basically
what we're spends all of his money to finish off.
Basically what we're seeing is that the only buybacks right now apart from Dragon Knight is on the Dire side, and we will have one very soon on the Legion, of course. That is pretty much it. Legion queuing up that refresher that I want to see as well. Gonna be real nice. 478 damage, Legion Commander.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Quite something.
BG, clear illusions, clear waves. They just need to keep pushing out these mega creeps with a TV illusion spammed out as well. An Arcane Rune for Eternal Envy could be really nice here.
It could be. Lead to one of those double pushes where you go once first and then just go again with the Metamorphosis as this comes up cooldown again. See here, Dragon Knight actually has been pulling himself up on the absolute top of the net worth. Like how he's dominantly taken over the Tinker's position. He's gonna farm aggressively here though. Are they gonna jump him? The Legion Commander behind him, they're so scared to go.
Abed now jumps in. There it is with a toss back as well. Dragon Knight, Chain Hex with the Chaotic Offering. They bring him down and will force his buyback here. Yeah. Surely.
Yeah, very clean kill. You're definitely not gonna back after getting that one. You want to make something happen here. And I'm sure Dire should be able to close this. Come on. Come on.
Fnatic.
Can they do it?
Fnatic breaking high ground yet again for what feels like the millionth time this game, but a force staff quickly away from the Tiny by Fenrir gives him some respite.
Look, his young 11, his hiding spot. This is where he goes, his dual spot. Looking for anyone he can kill. Might be even thinking about Tiny. Tinker would be a beautiful pick.
Oh, Envy blinks in. Legion moves all forward onto the Tinker. Abed dropping very low down.
Ancient
the toss! Oh, the Zeus ult will finally bring him down. The TP also drops. 100 seconds without them. They do have buybacks. VG are holding. They are keeping their base defended, and Fnatic cannot break the line.
I am in disbelief. It is so insane. Like, they're just so tenacious on Vici Gaming. They've been playing against mega creeps for longer than they've been playing against normal creeps this game soon. It's quite ridiculous. Like, I don't understand how they're doing this time and time again, but beautiful positioning there, as mentioned by the Legion commander, getting the grab onto the Tinker, and now 1 minute dead on the side of Dire. The downside is it's really hard for Radiant to force these buybacks. Meanwhile, Fnatic repeatedly forced the buybacks out of Vici. So, but with Tinker dead for a while, you could maybe see a push down here on the mid, yeah. And Zeus safely pushing out bottom without Tinker just going in and killing him.
Dragon Knight refresher orb incoming. Mjolnir completed. Vici Gaming looking to come and finish what they started
they want some
several
They're going for the racks.
hours ago.
Going for the racks this time. Learned their lesson. They're like, note to self, finish racks. Basically 3 attacks or something from Legion Commander is a racks. It's insane.
1, 2, 3,
okay,
4.
it's like 5.
It's pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Minimal.
3 on the range racks.
Minimal effort needed.
Oh,
Zeus
yeah.
clearing out waves down the bottom.
If they can get back here without anyone dying on the way back, I think they just have to be happy with that little bit of structural damage they dealt. It's not going to make a big difference, but with the respawns coming up and they don't have a buyback on DK, but they're going to go for the Roche. This is something that Radiant, they have not been allowed to taste that delicious cheese for a long time.
Yeah, it feels like they got maybe 1 or 2 of the past 7 Roshans. This one looks like it's in their hands, though. Universe thinking about the blink in, not going to get the toss. The Nightmare from Fenrir holds him back. Paparazzi finishing off the Roshan. They're blocking the line of the hook shot. Fenrir holds him back. The snatch is taken by Paparazzi. They get the Aegis, but the kill was the Dyers as in comes DJ. Now the bouncing, the tosses everywhere, but the chaotic offering, the damage from the fatal bonds and the lasers clear up the Legion commander. Now the respawn of the Dragon Knight blinks away, but not far enough. There's the damage from the TP, and the Zeus arrives again. The BKB from Ori as well, chasing forward, looking for DJ. But Fnatic, they've reset. They don't want to get involved with any more of this nonsense. DJ's out of there, and the Aegis immediately popping in. Tinker trying to push this wave, but he doesn't have the damage talent, so he can't break the base here.
It's not really a wave. He has to go for the Ancient. If it TP's down here, there's nothing else to kill. But yeah, that was again quite insane, and that was buyback used by Tiny, right? And he went in to go for, or no, he used it earlier, never mind. But he still got brought down. The Aegis was expanded in that fight.
But who, again, let's do this count again. Who has Shard? Who has Cheese?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Clock has
Clock
1.
Got the Cheese, and a Refresher, I believe, was used in that fight. I honestly could not see what happened. There were so many things going on at the same time. But Tinker got himself in a really good position to bounce that laser. He did tons of damage and really good work. And meanwhile, Terrorblade was not being focused by anyone, as they were obviously in the Roche pit trying to kill Roche at first. That was a very nice part about the fight for Fnatic. But still, Vici.
I do love, though, Fnatic. Even though everyone's level 25, they're buying them.
Yeah, you gotta buy them.
Off cooldown, buy them.
Yeah, it's 150 gold wouldn't spill it.
There's gems on the floor.
Wouldn't that be a way to lose the game? To not afford buyback later on?
Because you bought a tome.
Because you bought a tome.
That would be, yeah, that's an Eternal Envy meme right there. Just waiting to happen, you're right.
Yeah, we're going to have someone go analyze this game later for who bought it, in case Radiant win and there's no gold for buyback. We need to know.
I wish there was also a way to find out how many gems there are like out on the map, because
yeah, there's quite a few. So there's 2 in the base of the Dire, and there's 1 on Clockwork.
I saw 1 on the floor not too long ago. Just
I believe there's 1 somewhere on the ground.
There's 1 over here down on the bottom lane near the creep wave. Oh, hello.
Oh, Tinker baits out the Legion Commander.
They've got the Dagon zaps. Legion Commander dead. Inside the cogs, trapped and killed. 2 minutes. No buyback.
Yeah, that is That is a total 6 minutes before the buyback is up, and that could have been just a blunder that lost the game. Really unfortunate if you lose the game just on the back of that, but I don't see how they can hold. Without him, it's going to be real tough to defend this high ground push.
It's super hard. Like, this is Fnatic's chance to end the game.
Yeah. They're once again looking to go high ground here. It's been so many times in a row that they go up on this high ground, and they're trying to do different approach this time, going from the top lane. And trying to sneak around, perhaps even focusing the Ancient entirely here. Oh, going for the heroes.
Avalanche into the Celtic offering. And they got the BKBs out, but Fnatic, they're chasing this DK down. The bounce back of the toss with a Lotus Orb on him means that they can't keep up. Now they have to focus the throne, surely get into this base with Eternal Envy now taking down the Nimbus. They will.
They need to keep Envy off that Ancient. They have the glyph available.
BKB
use it wisely.
Jumping in with the Nimbus. EE forced back, half HP. This is still dangerous territory as they get the Fiend's Grip and the Hex in onto DJ. Clockwork about to drop, but he gets his BKB out. They've taken down Universe. Somehow he's fallen over to the northern side. Eternal Envy trying to get the rain of damage in onto Vici, but the Earth Splitter sends them to sides, and Universe, with his buyback, they will finally bring down the Dragon Knight, and that has to be the game for Fnatic. Game number 2, 91.5 minutes, but no, Vici hold on for a little bit longer. Fnatic will finally take the throne. Game number 3 is coming up. Oh,
finally, they get it. 91 minutes and 36 seconds. A lot of that was pure carnage and some of the craziest team fights that I've ever witnessed. In the end, it is Fnatic who are going to be able to push this to game number 3. And what a